Hello, welcome back, you guys. Ash K, Nature Infused Ash here for another sharing. The forest doesn't respond to what you think, it responds to how you are. And if you've ever documented time in the woods, you've already seen this, even if you didn't know how to name it. Most people believe the forest is something they enter, but the moment you step inside, you are being reflected, not symbolically, not spiritually, practically. And that reflection shows up in your documentation. Stillness is often misunderstood. It's not freezing, it's not holding your breath, and it's not trying to be calm. Stillness is internal coherence. You can document movement and still be still. You can be motionless and still be noisy. The forest doesn't respond to activity, it responds to state. If you keep notes, photos, audio, or timelines, go back and look. Notice this. On days you were rushed, distracted, or seeking something, documentation is thin. Events feel flat. Nothing happened. Quotation marks, happened. On days you were grounded and present, details increased. Patterns emerged. The environment felt responsive. This isn't imagination. This is correlation. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And, having multiple people out there and watching and the boots on the ground, you can see this happen with other people's experiences too, which I've documented. So most people don't doubt the forest. They doubt themselves. They notice patterns, then dismiss them. They feel shifts, then override them. They experience responsiveness, and then they minimize it. Not because it wasn't real, but because they didn't document it clearly enough to trust it later. Documentation isn't proof, it's memory stabilization. Sasquatch interaction does not reward pursuit. It responds to coherence over time. When your internal state is fragmented, there's nothing consistent to meet. When stillness stabilizes, interaction becomes possible, not visible, but relational. If you've documented encounters that felt close, then vanished, ask yourself this: what was your internal state before it changed? Here's something to consider. Have you ever written off a quiet outing as nothing happened without asking whether you were available for something to happen? Have you ever dismissed a feeling because you couldn't explain it afterwards? How many times I've seen this and I've witnessed this with others and even myself. That's not discernment. That's disconnection from your own data. That's why self-doubt is a big thing that can happen out in the forest. I've had people sitting right beside me that didn't see the Sasquatch or they couldn't perceive it. Like so many stories that I could sit here and tell you guys about, three of us experiencing the Sasquatch and then the other two were like, what's going on? So it really does happen. Call it woo, whatever, but I've documented it and there's multiple people that have seen this and have witnessed it. There were times I entered the forest expecting stillness and became unsettled. In times I entered unsettled and became clear. Now, when I reviewed my notes, the pattern wasn't the location, it was my state. The forest didn't change, I did. If you document time in the forest, Record your internal state before you enter. Note when it shifts. Notice what changes in the environment afterwards. Stillness doesn't erase experience. It clarifies it, and the mirror becomes impossible to deny. Absolutely. The forest is not passive, it's responsive. And documentation, done honestly, will show you that it always has been. I'll explain why respect isn't something you do. It's something you broadcast, and you go in with that frequency of respect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know if there's any other topics, if you guys want me to touch more on frequency and coherence when we're out researching and having our live interactions or experiences. I'd love to share that kind of stuff and knowledge, as that's what I've documented and have noticed over the 4 years of me being out in the wilderness and then seeing multiple other individuals out in the forest, and what is mirrored back, what people experience when they have a certain state, even before they enter. Like usually at the end of expedition, people will come and say, wow, well, I really didn't want to see a Sasquatch because I actually was a little too terrified. So that right there, they were broadcasting the frequency of fear. So Sasquatch isn't going to come around, right? They might do a little knock or some whoops and stuff, but you're not going to get that physical appearance when there's that fear trapped in people. And a lot of people don't realize that they have this fear. This is why energetic hygiene is important, meditation, etc. And I love teaching this and sharing this stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Until next time, take care and enjoy.